So we were talking a lot about, lawyers and how when you're 1L, 2L, 3L, the networking aspect isn't at the forefront of our mind and how it actually is really important. And I want to make sure we also touch on how you then transition from graduating law school to then, okay, now I actually have to network and actually put myself out there for jobs. And, is there any advice that whether it's, going back and telling yourself or telling maybe a listener who's in that position right now, or they're going to be in their 3L year and graduating and worried about that, what is some advice you would give them about networking themselves to stand out as a new graduate? Because obviously a lot of people are going to be networking as a new graduate. So what can make people stand out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think what will make people stand out is, honestly, it's a very New York thing to say, but their hustle. How you go out and how you market is important, and you need to be strategic about it. So if you are interested in a certain legal field, you should market with people in that field. If you are interested in a certain firm, you should market with people, network and market yourself with people at that firm. So I think it's about being smart and playing it smart as well. You can just cast a really wide net, right? And you can shoot your shot on LinkedIn and send tons of people messages, and you'll probably get bites. People will respond to you, but it might not be where you want it to be because you've cast such a wide net that now you don't know who's going to respond to you, if they respond to you, or even if it's going to be something that you're interested in. So something that I did was I went back to my law school and I said, hey, do you know any alums in this field that I could talk to about practicing here, how I should go about looking for associate positions and things like that? And I found a couple of people who actually were very, very helpful, and it worked out for me. And I think, honestly, if you want to stand out, you've got to be open and yourself, but also not afraid to network. I think law students are actually very bad at networking. And that's because it's not something that's focused on during law school, right? We go to class, we do our homework, our readings, we take a final, and then we just stress about it. And that's really it. There's nothing that helps us with networking. You can even have professors who tell you, yeah, you should network, but they don't tell you how to network. And I don't really know that there's a formula or a science to it. I just think that the more you put yourself out there, the better you'll get at it. And you'll find the pathway that works for you.
I really like how the fact that you went back to your actual law school and was like, hey, look, this is what I want to do. What can you help me with? Can you give me any ins? And not necessarily ins, but just, any ideas of who I can talk to? Because I think something important that, as you were saying earlier, law school students can be really scared and nervous to do that and not good at networking. But you don't have to become this different person. You don't have to act like you know this area of law so well, because I think that kind of loses your credit a little bit, right? And like you were saying, it's okay to reach out and say, hey, look, I need some help getting connections and I need some help, and just being yourself, right? That's so important when networking, to know that you kind of have to be like, okay, I'm not going to be the professional in the room, and that's okay.